Hi there, my name is Justin Mikkelsen. I'm a visual designer based out of Portland, Oregon, and I'm making this video to tell you a little bit about myself and to put a face to the name. I am somebody located right here in the United States, and I am here. I'm here in the Pacific Northwest, where it's beautiful, it's wet, and I spend a lot of time in front of my computer making designs for fine people like you. So let's get started. Um, a little bit about me. I've been a freelancer for 15 years. I've done it for, and honestly, as a designer, I've done work for the corporate world, for higher education, and in that I was actually a teacher for web design. I spent a good couple of years teaching a web design course at a community college in Eastern Oregon, and in that I also did some graphic design and some web design work with my web content coordination role there. In the corporate world, I actually worked on a UX team where I was really responsible for a lot of the visual front end stuff, icons, and I stood around a whiteboard solving problems with a fellow UX designer, and we sat there and ripped apart designs. It was the funnest thing in the world. Um, in terms of what I do, I've really got a mixed bag, and I've struggled to really define the one thing that I do over the years. So I'm just embracing it all and just running with it. I'm a web designer. I'm a photographer. I'm a creative compositor, meaning I take lots of different pieces of images and I can make them look awesome in Photoshop. And I'm a visual designer with all kinds of graphics, typography, and text and whatnot. Um, my family is really why I do all of this stuff and why I push myself hard to do this crazy freelancing role, and it affords me to have a little bit of fun with them and be a little bit closer and take a more active role in my family's life, which I love. I've got three little kids. They're uh, they're a funny group. Three little girls and my wife. You see them in the picture over there. And my favorite place to take them, which I have not been able to do this year, and I'm sad about that, is the Oregon coast. We have some gorgeous places on the Pacific coast here, and you've got to if you haven't been here, you've got to check it out. As as a designer, I'm pretty experienced. I mentioned that I've got 15 years of freelancing in the corporate world, and that I've got teaching experience. This is something that I've been doing for a long time. I got my degree in graphic design, and I'm passionate about making things not only look good but be functional. I want them to achieve a goal and communicate a message. That's what design is all about at the end of the day, is communicating a message visually and making it effective, and we can make it beautiful in the process. Let's get into some samples of my work, what I do, and why I would be a good fit for your folks. And there's really three principal things that we're going to hit. I'm a web designer, a print designer, and a photo artist, and that covers a lot of ground. That's why I like these three categories. In web design, there's really no limit to what I can do for you. Like I've been in WordPress for 15 years. That's my favorite place to go. I started in WordPress working for a small company in Portland that serves the whole country on medical practices and whatnot. And my job was largely to go not just learn WordPress, but he would hand me a plugin and say, "I just got this. Go figure out how to use it." And I would have to spend a couple hours just digging through it and learning the ins and outs of making this plugin work. And we would make mock-ups. I would implement those mock-ups. We would make changes to the mock-ups and get approvals on things. That was really what got me started in the WordPress world. But I'm also really good at fully hand coding websites. I've got that capability. I've got that skill. A little more time consuming than doing it visually with WordPress. And it's a lot more limiting in terms of content management. But I just made one where a guy wanted a 90s style retro site, and I made that. It was a lot of fun hand coding. It had been a while since I'd hand coded something, and it was really enjoyable. Print design, I've got it all. I've got experience working directly with printers and understanding that, when you're going to work with a printer, you need to work with their template and get their, be able to design within their parameters because it's their world, it's their playground. If you ever hire me for a print design, the first thing I'm going to ask you for is where are you printing? And if you haven't figured that out yet, that's great because I've got a lot of places where I'm really connected and I know their systems, and I also know what those places are looking for and what their quality of work is based on the kind of project that you're after. So, if you've got a print project, definitely talk with me first because we can make a plan that's going to fit your goals. And this kind of gives you just the photo wizard kind of thing. I can do all manner of Photoshop work, and it keeps getting better. because I keep practicing and it's a lot of fun. um, this is from a cosplay group that I photographed for a book that a friend of mine and I were working on back in 2020, and we all know what happened in 2020, and it made everything challenging. But you see how there's a difference between them in the woods and them with this cool greenhouse in the background, and this is our before and after. So any creative project that you need done, this is really the right forum to do it with. Come contact me. Now, the topic of the day is AI. We want to know how I'm going to use AI in your projects. Do I just go and generate an image in AI and deliver it to you and say, this is your project that you're paying me for. Congratulations. No, absolutely not. AI I view as a really good sketch artist. It's a great place to go feed some ideas, get off of that blank canvas mode for myself where I can just be staring at the screen wondering what to do and browsing around doing all kinds of research. AI does a really good job of allowing me to feed it an idea, and then I can go in and start building on that idea and making it more of a complete picture for your project, and that's what I deliver. For logos and whatnot, what I'll often do is I'll go generate a batch of AI logos, send them to you, and ask you what elements of those logos are going to uh, um, resonate with you. That gives us better information than just looking through a bunch of logos that you like and trying to come up with elements. We actually get concrete things that we can make a great logo out of. Clients that work with me love me. If you look on my Upwork history, you'll see that I've got people talking about how I'm a great communicator, how I'm really good at being available and offering a complete service. I really don't like shortcutting my projects and shortcutting things to make them just what I'm delivering. I like to look at things beyond just the basic scope of do this. I want to understand, because there's a lot of things that I can do for you in not only in making the single design or the single project better, uh, because of knowing the background information, but I might be able to point you in a different direction that you didn't know that you were looking for. In website projects, for example, I'll get clients that get completely married to a theme, a platform, a project, but they haven't really thought through what that means, why those things are important. And it's a good idea to think about them critically instead of just relying on the testimonials from quote unquote experts in your field. Like, say, if you're a travel blogger or someone that's building an MLM business, you might get the expert recommendations from people in your field and find out that none of those recommendations align with your goals. And so that's where talking to me in a consultative standpoint is really, really important. It's going to help you a lot, and I'm here to make your world a better place in the business. So in terms of next steps, really, I want to just kind of walk you through process and how I work. I always start with a video meeting. I hate starting without one because oftentimes, especially on Upwork, I find people run away and ghost the whole thing. So we're gonna sit down. We're gonna have a conversation about your project and really allow me to consult with you and hit on all of those things that are important to you, so we can get it right instead of just throwing things at the wall. So we're going to set expectations during that. We're going to talk about payment timelines and all of those things, and what kind of things we're expecting so you can release payment. I do expect my clients to be a little bit responsive. Nothing is worse than spending a lot of time working on something and then having a client just ghost it and have to sit there and wait to submit project work, and then Upwork just takes their couple weeks to release it in terms of payment. So I want to have good communication because let's be real, I love what I do, but I'm not in the Upwork business because it's just fun. I'm in it to make money and run a business just like you are. So I really do ask for your responsiveness and your commitment to the project, because what I bring to the table is I am going to be committed to your project all the way through final delivery, which in the last piece of the project is having another face-to-face meeting where we go over the project, make sure you're happy with it, answer any additional questions, and then we're able to say, yes, this project is complete. On the call, you can release payment and mark the project is complete. Everybody's happy, and we leave each other great reviews. That's what this is all about. And if you've made it to the end, I just want to say thank you. Be sure to bookmark me down here on the Upwork side of things, upwork.com/freelancers/just-in-time designs. And I will hope to be hearing from you in the very near future so we can do some great work together.